And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yeah, Monday morning, December 2nd. Dang, it's December already. Saying it out loud makes it real. December 2nd. Good God, boys. It's going fast. It's going fast. Everybody in here is getting older. Chin went to the doctor. Checked out his neck. Chin's 50. Casey has a house now. Is hype about garbage getting picked up. We're just getting older, boys. It's December already. Winter's coming. Winter's here. In LA, we really don't have a winter, but whatever. How's everybody doing? How was your Thanksgiving? Cool. Cool, man. Yeah, ditto. Same old. Tiger had his last travel ball tournament, and they call it the Turkey Bash, and they went 3-1 over the weekend. Played some good teams. The boys are firing on all cylinders, midseason form. Tiger hit some bombs, pitched really well, has his Walker Buehler leg all the way up. I did not teach him that. He just watched Walker Buehler in the playoffs and went, I'm going to start doing that. I went, do your thing, little dude. And now he's throwing faster than ever. Pretty proud of him. Yeah, they went 3-1 and then lost in the championship. They were up the entire freaking game. In the last inning, just fell apart. Ended up losing by 10 runs. That'll hurt. But they did get a ring. These rings are so cheap, but these kids love them. And they love them right when they get them. And then after that, they just put them in their room because you can't rock them. He has a bunch of rings now. I got to be a little disappointed in the whole organization. How you going to have Turkey Bash tournament? And I thought for sure the rings would have a turkey on them. Because when they played the Halloween tournament, the ring was like a gold and orange pumpkin ring. And they're fake diamonds, but they're like a diamond-crusted pumpkin. It makes sense for Halloween. Well, this is Turkey Day Bash, and I was like, oh, T, you're about to get a dope turkey ring. You put in the work. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. And the ring didn't have a turkey on it. Ruined our day. Ruined our day, man. But what a year. What a year. A lot of work in the travel ball. Only the dads know about that life. Baseball dads. I just don't know what the fuck we're going to do now. It's done for... I mean, we start football in January. I'm the coach. So I guess we got January to start practicing football, but my weekends are always travel ball. And I love it. Best thing I've ever done. Won't get too into it because I'll start crying. I will start crying. I can't talk about travel ball. I expressed my feelings to Tiger last night. No pressure, dude. No pressure. No pressure, man. Yeah, it's the best thing I've ever done, man. It's the absolute best thing I've ever done. Shout out to all the dads out there driving the kiddos to practice. Shout out to the dads that never miss a practice. But raise your hand if you never miss a practice. Boom. What's up, dude? Nothing better. It's not because I'm like, oh, God, here comes practice. Hell no. I can't wait to get there, man. Can't wait to get there. And it takes a lot of discipline not to be that overzealous dad, always coaching from the sidelines. I just sit in left field, and I don't say shit. No dads ever yelled out something that's actually helped their kid in the middle of the game. If they make a mistake, they don't need you yelling. They're already embarrassed. When you yell, it makes it worse, dads. Figure it out. Every game, these kids, I'm like, God, Dad, figure it out. Probably didn't play sports, I assume, so they just don't get it. How was your dad, Case? Because you guys played a lot of sports as kids. Was your dad...
Just Johnny supportive. Just like, I mean, with me, I wasn't like I played football and basketball and stuff like that, but my sport was skating, and he would drive me all the way to Waterbury, which was like 45 minutes away, just leave me there. He would go to the movies, do his thing.
While you're skating around?
While I was skating around. One time I got hurt. I broke my teeth. And the next day it was at the skate park, and the next day he was like, come on, we're going to the skate park. And I was like, Dad, I'm all banged up. And he was like, no, we're going right now. Like, not like forcing me, but like he knew I needed to mentally get over it. Yeah. Just super supportive.
Yeah, that's the move. Super supportive no matter what. That's the move. And I think, again, a lot of these dads didn't play sports, so they're putting all that pressure on the kids, and they think they're and it's not that they're bad dads; they're great dads, but they think they're helping out, but they're just—it's like, dude, you're making it way worse. Trust me, I've been out there, and when your dad yells something, it's so embarrassing. You're like, come on, dude. The baseball ready. Okay, he's 9. Baseball ready. It's like just let him do his thing, dude. You gotta let him figure it out. They'll get it. They'll get it, man.
My dad really supported me with my fishing when I was a little kid too. Took me to the different lakes and stuff.
Hey, bro. No, it's support.
Always support.
Yeah, you gotta. No matter what listen. Out of all the sports, I've basically done everything. Very high level in football, very high level in fighting. Obviously, out of all the shit, he picked baseball, and I was like, really? Okay. The one that I kind of don't have a black belt in, you'll ride with that, but let's do it, bud. I can help you with some of the mental parts, the athletic parts, the discipline. I got that. But maybe that's why I'm less hands-on, because I don't, like, the coaching comes from the coaches, So I think that helps that he picked. Football, I'll be a little more on him, but even that, I get it, man, so that helps me have some perspective. But out of all the sports, baseball, it's the one where I have a general knowledge of it. I could coach Little League, but, I can't even pitch to Tiger now. I can't pitch fast enough. That's insane. I can't pitch to him. I was pitching to him, shit, it's heartbreaking. 4 months ago? He's like, Dad, you got to throw faster, man. I'm like, my shoulder. And then he wanted to go the next day. I'm like, I can't. What? My shoulder, dude. So then I got to, like, underhand it. But he's like, I'm not getting better, dude. So I'm like, yo, here's a machine. Bitch hitting like 60, man, which is wild. Damn. Yeah, wild. Wow. Yeah. When your son's like, Dad, you throw too slow, you're like, what? Oh, wow. He's outgrown me already. And he's not even 9, dude. And I can't pitch to his little ass. Heartbreaking. But Bosty, I'll throw zingers at Bosty.
Zingers.
Yeah, I'll be throwing to Bosty. He still needs it.
Inside, a little chin music.
Little chin music. Back up from the plate, dog. Yeah, and I'll tell you what's degrading is since I can't throw enough to Tiger, he's a switch hitter, which is insanely valuable. And here's the thing for baseball dads out there. Never, and I'll get off baseball after this for the people that have no kids and just cats and dogs. For if your son's getting ready to play baseball, don't tell him he's a right-sided hitter. Don't tell him any of it. Because that's what I do with my son. It was the greatest advice I ever got from Hector. He's like, don't tell him he can only hit from the right. Just tell him to switch, and they will because a lot of times the dad will go, oh, no, you're right-handed, you're going to hit from the right. And the kid's like, oh, that's what I do, and they only stick to the right. I didn't tell him shit. I'll go to the left. Okay. Switch your hands. All right. Go back to the right. Okay. This is baseball. I hit left, I hit right. They don't know that that's hugely valuable. But when you program, nope, only from the right, then they're like, okay, I can only hit from the right. From the jump, I told T, dude, you got to hit from both. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. In baseball, he didn't know baseball. Like, you can go left or right. Doesn't matter. He's like, okay. So now a little bitch can hit from the left like a motherfucker. He can hit from the right. So depending on the pitcher, he'll go left or right. So now when I'm pitching him, he's like, Dad, I'm just going to stay on the left because I can't throw it fast enough. It's fucking, I'm a big dude. I can throw it pretty well, but it's just like, not fast enough, man. Heartbreaking. And we'll see. And I'll get off the dad shit after this, but I'm pretty emotional about it coming off this travel ball shit. You only get 10 years. You get 10 years.
Here we go.
Yeah, I know. I can't talk about a kid without fucking get emotional. But here's the thing. You get 10 years where you're your kid's idol. You get 10 years. From 1 to 10, that's it, dude. Don't fuck it up. You get 10 years where you're the bell of the ball. You get 10 years. After that, they're going to make best friends. They're going to get girlfriends. They're going to connect with coaches. But for those 10 years, you're the man. For those 10 years, they're going to listen to you. They're your best. Tiger's my best friend. Best friend. You get 10 years. Do not fuck it up. I'm telling you, don't take that trip. Stay, man. I'm telling you, you get 10 years. After that, they're going to connect with a best friend. They're going to be playing sports, and then they're not at the house anymore. At 11, at 12, their best friend's their world. Right now, you're their world. I'm telling you, and when Tiger was first born, I was traveling. I just started headlining. So I was in Australia for 2 weeks. We were in England. I'm bouncing all over. I'm on the road every fucking weekend, missing stuff. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck what they're paying you. It's not worth it. You have 10 years. After that, do whatever the fuck you want, dude. But for those 10 years, I'm telling you, parents out there, put it into the kiddos. You get 10 years where you're the star of the movie. After that, you're a fucking background actor. You got 10 years, man. That's all. You just got to commit for those 10 years, because after that, he's moving on, dude. He's moving on. It's so important. It's so important. And I was able to salvage in time and get it fucking right. But you got 10 fucking years, man. Let's get into fighting. Before I keep going about being a dad. All right? Let's get to it. And don't you play that video, Chin, that I posted, man. That soundtrack slaps.
I don't know if you're teasing me to do it or do
I'm just saying, dude. We'll get demonetized because that soundtrack slaps. It's a good one. All right, so that could have been. It's the one where it hits a bomb in the middle.
Jen, you are gonna have to kill the music though.
You know that song, yeah? It hits way harder when you have the song, but yeah, we've been all over, man. Chino, San Diego, Santa Barbara. Best time of my life. Nothing better. Nothing freaking better. Oh, and there's a mom that commented on there. And she put T-Crutch this season. Dylan missed playing with him. That kid's special. T's special, but he's new, right? So he has a lot to learn and learn the game. Like there's a pop fly, and he did the right thing where he's on first base, and the guy hit it, and he could have went to second, but he waited, and they got him out. He just has to learn. It's like that. Just the little stuff he has to learn. Some of the fielding, like rushing the ball and some of the throws. But for under 2 years, he's good. He's good. He's one of the best kiddos out there. But this kid on his team, Dylan, he's been playing longer, and the kids. I coach him with football too. He just has it. I looked at his dad and went, "Dude, you got one. You fucking got one." And that little dude went on. He left the team. This was last game. He's one of T's best friends on the team. He's like the captain of the team, just a stud. And he went on to the Braves, which is another team it's like a higher level. Like there's travel ball, and then there's the majors. And he went to a majors team, and they're like, whatever, 50 fucking kids to choose from, and he's on that team now. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. And T's like, Dad, I want to go there. I'm like, you're not there. You're not there, bud. Maybe next year, but just we don't need to do all that, dude. And it's all right. People are going to be at different, you just started, dude. How far you've come is wild. Oh, it was different. And that's sports, bud, Sports. You get close with the dads. Super close. Like that's your posse. Because you're all going through the same shit. You're all trying to manage the same schedule, and you relate to each other, and no matter what walk of life they're from, a lot of 9-to-5ers and blue collar, and it's all about your kids, If you become best friends with them, it's the best. I'm telling you, if you have a fucking kid, get into Little League. Travel ball's a lot. And here's the other thing. Travel ball, and I'll get off travel ball after this. So when I was a kid, travel ball was special. There's only a certain amount of kids. You have to be pretty elite to travel, and the money it costs. Like you have to be pretty elite. As Little Leagues progressed, and certain kids, and it's sports, but this is the world we live in. Now there's thousands, just in California alone. California's, the best Little Leagues in California. There's thousands of travel ball teams because for whatever reason, the rich dad, his kid didn't make travel ball, so anyone can make travel ball team. So he hires a coach, and then his son's on the travel ball team, and that goes on and on. There's a million travel ball teams now. Now it's not as special. It's just not. Now anyone, back in the day, if you're on travel ball, you're a fucking baller. Now you got kids that have no business being on travel ball. They just don't. And the amount of time and commitment it takes for your kid to travel, whether it's If it's a little girl in gymnastics, if it's football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, dude, these parents where the kid just doesn't have it, I'm like, God bless you, man. Like if T didn't have a knack for it, we ain't travel ball. No, sir. You're gonna stay in rec, bud. Shout out to those parents where they know their kid has no business being on travel ball and still doing it. It's wild to me. I'm like, wow, good for you, man. He has no business being out there with the rest of the kids, but good for you. It's wild. It's wild. Yeah, travel ball's changed. Anyway, Chin, you could start a travel ball team right now. If you had the money, get some jerseys, hire a coach, get some kids together and start playing in tournaments. Back in the day, you could not do that. The kids had to be elite, and they all, in the real travel ball teams, they come from the same area. Like where we play, all those kids are from that same 5-mile radius. All of them are from that city. Now there's super teams where those are, dude. All right, I get off after this. Dude, we played a fucking team. Dude, we played a team. They were good. We beat them. We played a team. This kid lived in Canada and played for a team in the valley here. He flies down every month, a few times. He practices in Canada, but during the tournaments, flies down here from Canada. He's all right. Think how much money that is. How wild is that, dude? But yeah, my point is, that kid's from Canada. The furthest kid on our team's from Thousand Oaks. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same area. That's how it should be. Like you represent your little, got a neighborhood, like Sandlot style. But now travel ball's become this insane thing. That we'll play some teams where the kid's from San Diego, but he's playing for a team in Ventura. Okay. It's just what it is. And then kids play year round. Instead of playing other sports, that's not what we do. I told T, that's not what we do. We'll put the baseball away. We start playing football. Then we focus on football, and then we'll still do some baseball, but you're not playing year round. So you burn a kid out, or it's not good. So shout out to those travel ball teams that have the kids from fucking Canada and Florida. These dads out here listening right now, driving like, oh man, I got stories for you. I'm telling you, it's wild. They'll pay certain kids to play. They're 9.
It's like blue chips.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. We're feeling offers. All right. Sorry for that long rant about travel ball. I know some people hate it. Let's take a little break, kids, and we jump right back into this juicy episode of the Schaub Show, UFC 310, because this episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Optimizers. This holiday is upon us. It's already December. You know what that means. It's crazy, stressful time of the year. From shopping to gifts, hosting your family, attending endless parties, the pressure can really start to get to you. That's why I like to get me some magnesium breakthrough from Bioptimizers. This isn't your average magnesium supplement. Oh no. It contains the full spectrum of all 7 proven forms of magnesium to start every system in your body. Magnesium is essential for managing stress, maintaining a calm, balanced mood, helps me sleep. However, most people are deficient, which can lead to poor stress response, fatigue, even poor sleep quality. That's why I like it, because my sleep is bar none so damn good now. Magnesium Breakthrough helps balance your levels so you can better handle all the holiday madness and stress. Don't let stress burn and ruin your holidays. Get Magnesium Breakthrough from Bioptimizers. Give your body the magnesium it deserves and craves. It's the perfect gift for yourself or a loved one you care about that you want them to be a little more stress-free this holiday season. For an exclusive offer, go to bioptimizers.com/Schaub. That's bioptimizers.com/Schaub. Use the promo code Schaub during checkout to save 10%. And if you subscribe, not only will you get amazing discounts and free gifts, you'll make sure your monthly supply is guaranteed. Bioptimizers.com/Schaub.
All lowercase.
All lowercase. A lot going on in the fight game, though, I'll tell you that much. UFC 310, and this card is straight up spicy. From top to bottom, I would say overall, top 3 cards of the year. There's no bangers. We're like, oh my God, I got it. For casuals, like, oh my God, I stop and see this. I'm not doing anything Saturday night. But as far as quality, from the first prelim to the last main event, it's the top 3 cards of the year. Like all fights are like, everything's like from a 6 to a 9. There's nothing really below that. All of them. are all really good fights. I mean, you could go through, again, the prelims. There's how many main events on a fight night on there? Clay Guida, Chase Hooper, okay. Chiesa, Max Griffin, yeah. Chris Weidman, Eric Anders, all those could be fight night main events. Randy Brown, Brian Battle, that's a great one. Evolov, Aljo, okay. That's for sure a main event on fight night. Vicente Luque, it's supposed to be Nick Diaz, right? Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, that's fight night main event all day. You got Nate versus your boy, Duho. Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie, Sorogan, Volkov, Shavkat, Ian Garry, Pantoja, Kai Asakura. Yeah, again, just all bangers. Like everyone's around a 7 or 8 matchup. It's 7 or 8. Like, oh man, the whole card quality, top to bottom. They finally did it this year. It's a great card. I'm stoked for it. Don't have travel ball this weekend. I can just chill and watch this fight from the very freaking start. That prelim, you don't want to miss anything. On Fight Pass, you don't want to miss anything. They're all good. They're all good. You want to get in the card right now, Chin, or you want to go over some other stuff?
Up to you.
Who can get in the card? Here's what's tough, and shout out to the matchmakers at the UFC, because on paper, there's so many fights of the night on here, performance of the night. There's so many. Dana White's going to be giving out bonuses like Oprah. You get a bonus, you get a bonus, you get a bonus, right? You're giving out lube like P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying? But the issue is with Bryce Mitchell, like Kron Gracie, great fight on paper. But this could, and the matchmaker's like, oh yes, 2 grapplers, Kron's only grappling, hopefully he uses grappling, Bryce Mitchell, phenomenal grappler. Hopefully we see who's the best grappler. The issue with this as a matchmaker, when they see that, they know the liability of this is the same thing with Bo Nickel and Mershart. You could get a horrible fight. You could get very amateur kickboxing for 3 rounds, and it's going to fucking bore everybody in the crowd to death. That's the risk you take. But if Bryce Mitchell decides to play that game, you could have a fight of the night. Be a phenomenal. If you like grappling, this is it. If they grapple, like that Bo Nickel, Mershart, god damn it, dude. Hopefully that's not one of the cases here. And because I'll tell you right now, Kron Gracie does not respect Bryce Mitchell's grappling ability. I'm telling you right now, I know Kron doesn't give a flying fuck about Bryce Mitchell's grappling credentials. Doesn't give a fuck. He's Kron Gracie. You know who his dad is? Come on, son. You think he gives a fuck about this redneck kid and his grappling abilities? I'm a Bryce Mitchell fan. Tough fight for Kron. Unless Bryce decides to play the game, tough fight. Because remember, Bryce has only lost to Emmett, took on short notice, got knocked out, happened to anybody. And then he lost to fucking the champ, Topuria. Okay. Outside that, he was 15-0. He's beat some very good guys. Very tough fight for Kron. Very tough fight for Kron. But you could have potentially an amazing fight if they both decide to grapple and not give a shitty striking. Let's hope that they take the path that's more difficult for both of them. Then you got to fight. Nate, all action versus your boy, Duho.
All action too.
Yeah, I mean, amazing fight. Amazing fight. Because your boy, Duho, he had to serve in the military, right?
I think he was out for a while, but not military reasons.
I think he served in the military.
I know Zombie left for like 2 years.
I'm positive he did too.
Well, he has to, regardless. So yeah, maybe.
He did. He was out for, because if you look at it, he went 2019, then a fight for 4 years. He lost 3 fights in a row, fun fights, lost 3 fights in a row, and then dipped out for 4 years. That wasn't to salvage his brain. He decided to dip out because he had to enlist in the military. Come on, Chin, you should know this, dog. Pretty sure.
He has to, but I don't know if it was during this time.
I'm almost positive that's why he was out for 4 years. UFC, you don't get a 4-year break unless you're Conor, but you know what I'm saying. Damn, you typed that whole thing out.
Yep.
Completed mandatory military service in South Korea, which took 2 years. Then he healed from a
what I was
forearm
thinking,
that he
yeah.
broke. Yeah. That's a great fight, and he's fun to watch, too.
Super fun.
Tough fight for him. Cyril Gane, Volkov. We've seen it before, but this is the state of and this is similar to the flyweight division. So Cyril Gane, Volkov, the only reason you get in this fight is because that's the state the heavyweight division's in. They've already fought. Volkov's ripped off, 4 in a row. Cyril Gane's been out an entire year after that last win. And then before that, he fought John and got absolutely destroyed. He's been shooting movies. So we'll see. Volkov's been active. Volkov really kind of beat the brakes off of him for 2 rounds. And then the third round, Cyril Gane came to life and kind of, I guess, won the fight. But those first 2 rounds, I would have gave to Volkov, but they gave to Cyril Gane. Yeah, I think maybe Sergey Pavlovich, Tai Tuivasa, Romanov, and then Rosenstruck. He's on a tear, man. He's on a tear. But this is the state of the heavyweight division right now. And I would assume the UFC's hoping Cyril Gane wins because Aspinall and John, they're negotiations. We know this, yeah? The UFC's in negotiations to make that fight happen. But you can't do... And then the UFC's hoping Cyril Gane wins, and then the UFC's hoping that Tom wins, because then at least you have his next fight lined up. Because Volkov wins, you can't do Volkov Aspinall. He destroyed him, submitted him. You can't do that. But you could do Cyril Gane Tom. That's a good story. You know? So that heavyweight division is so lackluster. It just is what it is. And that's also why in your main event you have Kai Asakura coming over from Ryzen. Because there's nothing else. You have Brandon Royval, who's undeniable, but he's already had his, 2 shots? Or has he had 3? I think he's had 2 shots at Pantoja. It's just not, quit trying to make fetch happen. It's just not happening, you know? Brandon Royval's a monster, but he's lost to Pantoja, and he beat Brandon Moreno that last one split. They won the last fight split, but he's lost to Pantoja 3 times. 3 times. I'm sorry, twice. Twice.
Yeah, twice.
It's tough to get a third. Ooh, baby. It's tough to get a third shot. So that's why they have to bring in a guy from Ryzen and give him a title shot right away. It's also tough to come from Ryzen and fight for a title in the UFC. It's just a different game. I know no one wants to hear this. The UFC jitters are real. It's nowhere near a Ryzen competition level. It's just different. This is a tough ass test for him. I assume Pantoja's a favorite. Also, he's never fought in a cage before. It's just different levels here. Yeah, he's a plus 230. That makes sense. Damn, Volkov's a plus 275. Wow. I'll take that. Cyril Gane's a minus 345. In what world? Bryce Mitchell, minus 700. Jesus Christ, there's some dogs in this. And when we get to DraftKings, I'll give you a fucking parlay. I'll give you a parlay to pay for that kid's travel ball. We can do it now, Chin. Download the DraftKings Sports app right now. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code SHAUB. That's code SHAUB for new customers to get 150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins, you bet just $5. Check out this dog parlay. Go back to those odds for me, Chin. So you could take Kron Gracie plus 500. You could take Alexander Volkov plus 275. And you could take Ian Machado Gary plus 300. And if you're feeling really spicy, you could toss in Kai Asakura. I can see all of them winning. Chance of all of them winning? Not good. Not going to lie to you. But you toss $10 down or $100 down, you're making some bank, dog. Anthony Smith could easily win. That's what's so great about this fucking fight card. Anthony Smith 100% could knock out Dominic Reyes. Aljo could easily submit Evil. Not easily, but it could definitely happen. Yeah, I like a lot of you got a lot of live dogs. We got a live dogs, and we got a dog in the building. My pup's here, Donnie. We got a lot of live dogs. How dare you, DraftKings? You have Chase Hooper at minus 1150 over Clay Guida. That is offensive. Michael Chiesa, also a dog, plus 105. A lot of live dogs here, boys. That's why this card's great. Not a chance all the favorites win. Guaranteed not all the favorites win. Get your money. Especially Volkov. What? Did you see the first fight? And Cyril Gane been shooting movies? What? And Volkov had 4 in a row? What? Confidence? Bell of the ball is Shavkat and Ian Garry. That's your best fight on the card. Both undefeated. Somebody's O has got to go. That is happening this freaking Saturday. How about Ian Garry? Say what you want about him. You're telling me he's not a live dog? This kid who was supposed to fight the following week, but then raised his hand, was like, I'll take Shavkat. Once he found out Bilal was out, pretty gangster, dude. And he must be pretty gangster. He must know something, because remember, they've trained together before. So I think for everybody else, Shavkat's this boogeyman, right? He's big for the division. He's 6'3", big for the division. No one's been able to stand with him. Nobody's been able to get out alive. Like, he just chokes everybody, finishes everybody. So there's this mysterious boogeyman aura about him, right? So there's this weird aura about him. Ian Garry has trained with him. He doesn't have to deal with that. He knows exactly the animal he's dealing with and still raise his hand to take this fight. That should say a lot. Now, is there a man in the UFC in the welterweight division who can survive 25 minutes without getting finished by Shavkat? I don't know. It's not looking good. But if somebody's going to do it, it's either going to be Bilal Muhammad or Ian Garry. They both have the styles that could last 25 minutes with Shavkat and not get finished. Can they beat him? I don't know. It's a tall task. If it was 15 minutes, I like Ian Garry all day. 25 on your bike? You gotta spend 25 minutes in there? That's tough, dude. And he kind of already had a preseason view of that style against Wonder Boy. And Wonder Boy's takedown defense. Remember, Wonder Boy's been in the UFC a hot second. I call him Wonder Man. He's been there so long. He has gray hairs, for God's sakes. But Wonder Boy, since the day he decided to fight in the UFC, and I've been there, he started with us at Grudge in Aurora, Colorado. Or that would be Broomfield? Arvada. It'd be Arvada, Colorado. He started with us. His number one thing, he had striking down. Striking, I've been doing since I was a kid. I got it. My dad owns fucking karate schools. I got striking. Kickboxing, I got it. What is 79-0, where the hell he was. All he's worked on his entire life since he started mixed martial arts is takedown defense against the cage. And Shavkat could still take him down. So all I'm saying is there's a lot of X factors going in this fight. A huge factor for Ian Garry. He's trained with him, so the boogeyman aura is not there. He's not scared of him. He knows the deficiencies that Shavkat has, maybe takes advantage of that. We'll see. B, Shavkat's already had kind of a pre-game trial run at this against Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy's takedown defense is insane. You saw him against Woodley. He's fucking tough takedown. Shavkat did it pretty easily and finished him. So, but Ian Garry, different animal, you know? Also, it should be noted, Ian Garry, I think this is his third or fourth team to corner him. It hasn't been the same. He keeps switching camps. That's usually a red flag. Red flag meaning he's a tough character. Tough to deal with. You know, if coaches aren't sticking around, train partners stick around, guy keeps jumping camps, and he's been, Killcliff, all over. He's in Sweden. He's been all over. Thailand, shootbox. So it's usually a red flag. Now, it doesn't mean he's not talented as hell and can still win, but you want a core group around you that's familiar with you. Yeah, he's been at Killcliff. He's been at Team KF, Killcliff, shootbox. Now he's at the Muay Thai. Remember, he was in, he got kicked out of Leon Edwards' camp, right? For whatever reason. So there's something going on there, you know? He could just be, he's a, 27-year-old badass who has an ego. Most of these, I hate to tell you, all the guys do. And he just thinks he walks on water, and that's why he's undefeated. and certain coaches don't want to put up with it. So whatever he's doing is working, but at some point, hopefully he finds a team they can gel with, because to get to the level he wants to get at, you have to have a consistent team. It's a real, I can't emphasize enough how much of a red flag that is, and it will catch up with you. Does it catch up with him against Shavkat? It could. If anyone's going to expose you not having a good team around you, it's going to be Shavkat. 25 minutes is hell with Shavkat. So we'll see. But, and here's the other thing with this fight. Absolutely love this fight. One of the best fights of the year, by far. It's phenomenal. 2 undefeated prospects. Whoever wins fights for the title, guaranteed. Take my fucking money. Here's the issue with this fight. You could get a lot of boos. So this card's either going to be phenomenal or it can get a little dicey. Dicey meaning could get really boring, because if Ian Garry wins, it's not going to be with this flashy knockout. It's going to be him on his bike outpointing Shavkat, who can't get a hold of him for 25 minutes. It's not going to be this back and forth fisticuff. That ain't happening. The only way he wins is staying on the outside, using his range, using his kicks, circling out, not getting his back to the cage. Once he passes that black line, circling out, you're going to get a lot of running. Running meaning a lot of strategy for him, which I don't mind it for 25 minutes. I'm just telling y'all that if you think that's going to be one of these like crazy knockouts, now anything could happen. Anything could happen where he lands like a knee or something like that and we get a finish. That'd be great. But if I have to bet on it, if Ian Garry wins, it's via decision. It's kind of his only way to win. Unless Shavkat had some glaring mistake and Ian Garry knows that Shavkat shoots in a certain way and hits him with a knee from training because he's familiar with the way he shoots in, or he has some sort of setup that he knows Shavkat struggles with and can get a finish. But outside that, you get 25 minutes if Ian Garry wins of just him kind of outpointing him. Tough to do, and people should respect it. It's fucking mission impossible, but he could do it. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Ian Garry. He's so fucking talented. That's why everyone puts up with his craziness. He's so talented. It's mind-blowing how talented that kid is. Has an ego. But, yeah, he's not going to win any casual fans over with this performance winning. And then Shavkat can do what Shavkat does. Good luck. 25 minutes, you're dealing with a fucking razor blade. I don't know if there's going to be anyone that lasts 25 minutes and gets out alive. All evidence would point to there's nobody on this earth that can at 170. But if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Ian Garry or Bilal Muhammad. And that's the level he's at. Great fight. Can't wait. Let's take a little break. We'll jump right back in the Real Housewives of the UFC. End the year with a bang. That's right. UFC 310 is live from Vegas this freaking Saturday. Jump in on all the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. And it is a stat card for sure. It's in Vegas. It's 310. We're going out with a bang at the UFC. It's super easy for first timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a fighter to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your fighter, place your first bet. It's that simple. If you want a for sure safe bet, price Shavkat. I like all the dogs in this card, man, because it's easier to make money. Parlay the dogs. There's a ton of them. Volkov's a dog, all right? Chrome Gracie's a dog. There's a lot of dogs out there. Anthony Smith, dog. What's up? This card is stacked. So if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's UFC 310 in Vegas. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code SCHAUB. That's code SCHAUB. For new customers, get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. When you bet just $5 buckaroos, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/MMA.
Then Pantoja, Kai Asakura, yeah, again, similar to heavyweight, there's nothing. They had to sign a guy from another promotion and give him a title shot right away. Because Brandon Royval's undeniable, but he's already fought him twice. So like, what the fuck are we going to do? So he signed Asakura, who's exciting as shit. His first fight in the UFC is a title shot. That's wild. But that's state of the division. And he's a knockout artist too. He's a fun character. But first time fighting a cage, right? First time fighting the UFC, and you're fighting Pantoja. Good fucking luck. Super tough fight for him. Super, super tough fight for him. But at that weight, look at his KO resume. You know, he's an exciting fighter, but I think Pantoja is just going to give him a little bit of a lesson. And that's not to say that he's not going to become champ, but to your first fight out, I don't think so. I'll take UFC experience all day over that. Yeah, rest card's fire, man. Love it. All right, what do you got, Jen?
Okay, so we didn't discuss the Conor McGregor Proper 12 thing on this show, right?
No, because it came out that Proper 12 dropped them after we did the show last Monday.
So if you want to discuss that a little bit, I don't know. I know it says other people dropped them as well.
Do we know who? I know that we know the video game did, right? That's a big one. Proper 12 did. Proper 12 is probably the biggest because here's the way this affects Conor McGregor. Proper 12 is his biggest nut. Now, Conor McGregor sold to an outside company Proper 12, right? But in that deal, so he got 350 million. I heard it was more, but let's say 350 million. Tons of money, right? For anybody else, we're set. You're set. The lifestyle Conor's living, we see him on these yachts and these, you ever seen how much a yacht is? Just to operate, the employees, the gas, the docking, the maintenance, it's the worst investment you could ever make. He has that Lamborghini boat. I'm sure they gave it to him or some shit. I don't know, but he has that yacht. He's always on the boat with his family and doing his shit out in the sun. God bless him. That's a lot of money. Even at 350 mil, that's a lot of money. Remember, 350 mil, there's taxes involved. There's commissions to your management. So that dwindles pretty fast if you're not smart and living the life he's living. And clearly, he's a wild boy, but hopefully he's surrounded by people that help manage his money. Yeah, I don't know. All signs point to no. So the reason why this Proper 12 dropping him is because similar to when Rogan sold his portion of On It, him and Aubrey sold On It, they kept Rogan on board where he gets a fee to be the face of the company. Even though he sold the company, he still gets a significant portion every month to be the face of the company. So you don't own it anymore, but you're still the face of it, and that's what people love about it. And you make tons of money doing that. So for Conor to lose this, which is by far his biggest income, I would assume, by far his biggest income, for him to lose that, you're talking about millions of dollars per month gone. And there's no like payout. There's no, hey, if you fire me, I get this amount of money, because when you're accused of what he was accused of, that goes completely against the contract, and you get no backup money. They don't pay a severance fee. There's none of that. So you're talking possibly, I don't know how much they're paying, maybe $5 to $10 million a month, something like that. And when you're banking on that as Conor and you're spending the money like he's spending, for the rest of us, including myself, I'm nowhere fucking, don't get it twisted. I'm an idiot. Nowhere near Conor's level. But you get to a certain level of lifestyle where when he was coming up, $10 million changed his life, right? $10 million changed his life. And let's say he bought these mansions. I bet he bought a few of them. He buys these cars. Now, unless he paid all cash for those still have a payment every month. So his nut is this every month, and you can't get out of those. And those boats, and again, unless he paid all cash, which hopefully he did for all this, so he doesn't have a big, huge nut every month, but chances are he didn't pay all cash. So his monthly nut, just based off what we see online, is a few $1 million a month. Now, the most of that was taken care of from the nut he was getting every month. I keep saying nut, sorry. Most of that was taken care of from the money he was getting from Proper 12. And in his mind, that's never going away. I'm getting $5 million a month. That covers my nut every single month. The boats, the cars, the houses. So they're at this level right now. But when you get accused of what he got accused of, guilty or not, all those companies jump off. So you go from your nut of making $10 million a month to zero. But the government, with your taxes and your mortgage payments on multiple houses and those yachts that you leased or bought and those cars that you lease or have car payments on, or your kid's private school, or Dee's whatever monthly payment you pay to her for shopping and whatever, or the housekeeper, or the mom, and then your parents' house, you start adding that all up, his monthly income just per month was up here, man. That's what he was used to. And when those sponsors go away, you don't have an answer for that. And it's a real problem. When you watch that 30 for 30 going broke on NBA, NFL, the issue is, and Conor should have been different. I don't know. Hopefully he is. But I'm just saying from a general perspective, the reason why professional athletes, they go broke within 3 years of retiring is because they're making this certain amount of money when they're in their prime, whether it's 10, 20, 30, $40 million a year. And they're spending money, they're making investments on houses, on cars, whatever, like they're going to make 20 to 30 million every year for the rest of their life, and they're not. So when they retire, unless they come up with other ways to make money, whether they invest in whatever it is, stocks, crypto, some can invest in cars, that's a tricky one, but at real estate, you see a lot of guys with restaurants, unless they're smart with their money, where they're getting that monthly income, or properties, right? Unless they're getting that income, all that goes away. But again, you're signing a 30-year deal with the bank to pay for that house. And they're under the impression that you're going to have that money. So again, unless you're paying all cash so you don't have those payments, you're kind of fucked. So this is why when I saw that with Conor, like the video game, I went, all right, this is probably just a side project. That's not a big deal. The movies, it's good money, but still proper 12, dude. You're set. When I saw it, I went, oof. Not to mention his lawyer fees. He has like the top defense lawyer in all of Ireland. I mean, you're talking hundreds, millions of dollars, millions, straight up millions. And the appeals, that's millions. Who knows what else? Here's the other thing, that it's the elephant in the room. Supposedly there's more coming out. She's not the first. That's what we hear. Ireland says he's like public enemy number one. They hate him out there now, is what I hear. Are you hearing that case?
Yeah.
Like in America, it's like, I think because we went through the whole cancel culture and woke bullshit and like good people got canceled. Like when we hear that here, we're kind of like, oh, here we go again, right? It's not that big of news here for good or bad. But in Ireland, it's on like every station out there. He can't walk anywhere without paparazzi. Here, it's not. Hey, sorry, Ireland. Sorry, Europe. Like, we just don't. I'm not saying it's right. It's just not a thing here. The American audience isn't that familiar with what's going on with Conor, how bad it is, and how bad his public image has suffered in Ireland. We don't know. I hear it from like P.T. Carroll, or maybe Luke Thomas interview somebody, or I'll deep dive into some random investigative journalist who has a podcast on Ireland, and the stuff they're saying, you would think he's fucking P. Diddy out there. But in America, and I don't know if P. Diddy's a big deal out there. Maybe they don't. Maybe that's. I hate to put Conor in that box, but like P. Diddy here, we're like, oh my, that guy fucked, right? Like, ain't nobody wearing a Sean John velour suit. But if you saw a Conor McGregor fight kit at Irwin, no one's in general, that you're like in it like we are in general, like, oh, like cool, that's a Conor McGregor fight kit. You're not thinking, it's not like wearing an O.J. Simpson jersey when he's on trial for murder. That'd be wild. Rocking an OJ jersey when he's on trial for murder, or Aaron Hernandez, you'd be like, oh, that guy's insane. So I'm sure right now, rocking a Conor McGregor fight kit or shirt out in Dublin, people are like, are you out of your fucking mind? But in America, you could wear it, and you might get comments. I doubt it. I don't think so. The people I talked to had no clue. It's like muddy to I don't get it. It's gonna be interesting to see what, because the UFC is always good about, they don't make comments on anything, nothing, ever. It has to be so bad before they're finally like, yeah, they're looking into it. They're very general, And this one's it's I don't know. And also, you have a big pay-per-view this weekend. Now you don't have John Jones, you don't have Izzy. You don't have, Max Holloway. You don't have these huge names. Makachev, you don't have these massive names on it. So I don't know what kind of media traction they're going to get, but it is at T-Mobile Center. But again, the UFC does a good job of filtering in, kind of like when Biden was the president. Remember when they do those press conferences? They would choose who would ask questions, then they'd have the questions before. The UFC does the same thing. You ain't getting no Luke Thomas, Ariel Helwani. Because if you put Ariel on that bitch, I wish they would. You put Ariel or Luke Thomas or Pete Carroll on that bitch, like some real journalists. First question, please. What do you have to say about Conor McGregor getting accused of sexual assault in a court of law? What's your plan with him? Is he still associated with the company? Is he going to fight next year? Do you have anything to say for it? That would be those real ass dudes. That'd be their first question. I will go on a limb here. I bet with the current establishment, the current journalists they have, you're getting none of that. You're getting a quick question. If Chris Weidman wins this, what? Nothing? No. You're not going to get, and it's a shame. It's a shame. But again, that also is one of the reasons it's not big here at all. It's just not a thing here. UFC's making sure that's our guy. That's our fucking guy. Suppress it all the way down here. You don't want to say nothing about it? Nothing? Let's take a little break and then we'll jump back into the action. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ow! They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you need for all your maintenance and repairs, whatever you got. You got an old Ford Excursion with a 6.0 Power Stroke diesel. I'm jealous. You got an old Lightning 2004 Lightning. That thing needs all the help it can get. Well, O'Reilly got you covered. No matter if you got a new car, old car, they got thousands of parts and accessories in stock either in store or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. All right? Whether you're a car expert or a rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are super knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, friendly. Professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself. You can find what you need in store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You gotta give their nifty comparison tool a try. You might find the rate and coverage you need is super easy. All you need to do is visit Progressive website, get a quote with all the coverages you want, like comprehensive, collision coverage, personal injury protection. Then you'll see Progressive's direct rate, and their tool will provide options from other companies, all line up and ready to compare, so it's simple to choose the rate and coverages you like. Press play on comparing auto rates quote at Progressive.com to join over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all situations. Price vary based on how you buy. Progressive. Now, if Conor wasn't smart with his money, I will guarantee you guys, you get Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul in a boxing match. Before this came out, I'm like, you're out of your mind. There's not a chance Conor does it. But if he's living that fast life where he's a fast boy, and usually fast boys aren't the smartest with their money, and they're not surrounded with good people around him, which is part of the reason he's in this whole mess. He probably had some idiots around him. No one's holding him accountable. That's what happens. And it's such a shame. Such a shame. But when you don't have those people around you to help you navigate this crazy world at his level of fame and the level of money he's getting, you're making some bad choices. I would highly doubt he's that smart with his money. You got to start doing a little bit of strange for some change. And that little bit of strange is some Jake Paul, Conor McGregor. So I don't know what the odds are of Jake and Conor fighting, but if more stuff comes out, and you can do a lot. You can do a lot and the UFC won't cut you. You can do a lot. And I love the UFC. You can do a lot, man. And they're like, oh, whatever. UFC 227, John Jones. You're like, I just saw a video of him beating his wife. They're like, fuck it. You can do a lot. War Machine tried to murder a lady. And they're like, all right, we'll let him go. You know, there's some dark shit in the UFC, in the Real Housewives of the UFC. There's some dark John Jones stuff, War Machine. Phil Brony killed a lady. Did you get any info on that when that all went down? Does anyone know about that?
That's so long after he left, though.
Still, though.
Yeah.
That's what Phil Brony was the man. But there's some darkness with these cage fighters that we all want to forget. You got to go so overboard before the UFC disassociates with you, especially if you're Conor McGregor. But at some point, if more stuff comes out and they force their hand, which, again, if I'm a betting man, I bet you more stuff comes out and the UFC have no choice. They can't fight him anymore. They can't. You can't. They have board members. You can't. You can't. The TV deal, you don't think they're aware of it? Of course they are. They're like, oh, no. Remember they're dangling that Conor McGregor carrot?
Oh, yeah.
That carrot is black now. We can't eat that carrot. That carrot went bad. So you can't dangle that carrot anymore. So this affects UFC in many, many of ways. With this TV right deal, Netflix ain't, no. No, you're dealing with billions of dollar companies, major companies. They don't fuck with this in any facet. The UFC's in this weird bubble. We're very forgiving. Very forgiving. Dana White hit his wife and what'd the fan base go? What'd she do? What the fuck? It's crazy. Hey, what goes on between them? Like, remember all this stuff? And again, people make mistakes. I never, definitely don't hit your girl, man. That's frowned upon. But that was just like a thing. Like, that wasn't even a thing. So, I mean, this Conor McGregor thing's not going to be a huge ordeal for the UFC. But all I'm saying is, by this stuff coming out right now, the timing of it with their TV negotiating rights affects the UFC massively, because he was the belle of them all. They were dangling that carrot to get all that money. Now that chip is out of the negotiation power. We have Makhachev. What? We have Bilal Muhammad. Netflix like, who? We got I don't know, man. That's what they're doing. I just said we got all these guys. We got Marab Defeshvili. Oh, we got Pantoja. Netflix like, who the fuck are these guys? We're not giving you $1 billion for these fucking guys. What? I mean, look at the negotiation power. You got Pantoja. You got Marab. Topuria is a star. Keep going. Mm-hmm. Islam Makhachev. Bilal Muhammad. Dricus du Plessis. Alex Pierre is your number one star. Mm-hmm. You got John Jones. John Jones has one fight left. So I guess you're dangling the John Jones carrot. That's what they're doing. They shifted from Conor coming back to, we'll give you John Jones, Tom Aspinall, biggest heavyweight fight ever. That's what you got.
I'm thinking back now. Remember how Dana White just out of nowhere is like, John Jones is the best pound for pound, and he kept like going like overboard with it.
This is why.
This is during the time that Conor was probably going.
You don't think Dana got word of this months ago?
Yep.
He's brilliant. He's a brilliant businessman. He's like, I've been in the board meetings too with like Netflix and Amazon and HBO or whoever the fuck they're talking to, ESPN. They're like, what about Conor? He's like, right. Hey, so John Jones. And they're like, no, you were just jacking off Conor for like 6 years. He's like, yeah, you know, his toes all fucked up. Dude, John Jones is the best thing you've ever seen. So now the whole narrative is John, Tom Aspinall to sell these TV rights. Whoever buys these rights, you get the biggest heavyweight fight of all time. And we're gonna put a little extra spice on it. We'll give you Alex versus John too if he wins. That's their play now. And when I say fucked, the UFC, they're not fucked. They're still making billions and billions of dollars. But they don't have very many stars that most Americans can pronounce. They made their bed and they're lying in it with the sheiks over there in the Middle East. That's a whole nother conversation that we probably shouldn't get into, but well, if you want down the road. They're playing a dangerous game. And they're going to lose their American market. But for now, let's be cool. It's John Jones, Alex Pereira. That's all we got for you. So, yeah, bottom line is hopefully Conor's smart with his money. But, again, to sum this all up, I don't know if you can bet on it, Conor versus Jake, but you're going to get Conor versus Jake. That's how you know Conor has a money problem. That's how you know. You get Conor versus Jake. Because UFC is, if something more comes out right now, just knowing the UFC's past, they're not going to let Conor go over this. I know. Is it right? I don't know. Above my pay grade. But history will show that this isn't enough for them to dissociate with Conor. Wild, I know. That's the nature of the game. But if more comes out, they will dissociate with him. And suppose he has 2 fights left on his contract, they would forego that. And then the next fight you would see Conor, probably mid next year. It's going to be fast too, because the only thing that can have a fan base who adores Conor or that is a Conor fan, the only thing that can outshine all this darkness is a fight. Conor knows that. His team knows that. Even if Conor's not in fight shape, you're going to get a Conor fight, because that's the only way to silence all this stuff. All this goes away if Conor fights, because then the focus, everyone's been waiting for him for so long to fight. Now the focus is, oh shit, Conor's back. You forget all this. But if he's not fighting, the only narrative on Conor right now, there's no fight in the future at all lined up. Remember, he kept saying, he was constantly trying to get a fight? Why do you think that is? He kept trying to get a fight. Remember how bad he wanted to fight? Even with his toe. That's weird. I wonder what's going on. Because the only way to silence all this noise of this horrible stuff going on, and it's not good. Whatever you feel about Conor, this is not good. It's terrible. Horrible. It's such a shame. It's so sad. As a Conor fan, it's fucking heartbreaking. But the only way to change that narrative, announce a fight. The world would go nuts if they announce Conor versus Jake. And if Jake doesn't play ball, you might get Conor versus Mike Tyson. And all this gets silenced. That's the game. You want to get all this negativity away? Announce a fight. And I'm not saying it's right, but for the majority of people, they all forget about all this darkness. Announce a fight. That's what fighters do. You announce a fight. It's wild. It's the world we live in. Don't get mad at me. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. It's just the nature of being a fight fan. If you want to get rid of all this darkness, announce a fight. Dana, the slap fight stuff, the meeting with his wife, did you see the announcements after that? All that goes away. All goes away. It's a dark world, man. Some would say the darkest. Out of major sports, it's the darkest. Oh, you thought of something different? They fight grown men in a steel cage in their underwear for a living. Yeah, dude, it's dark. And we all enjoy it. We're all a little weird. What else you got, Chad?
You guys enjoy it more, though, with Conor at least.
Hey, man. He had a great run. Some would say one of the best. What he's doing now, I mean, but yeah, it's so much to get into, because how old was he when he first burst on this? When he was, and you'll see clips online on social media, like when Conor was in his heyday, like some of the stuff he would say, his press conferences were must-see TV. Is there a guy now, name one fighter right now, where probably Sean Strickland's the closest, but nowhere near a Conor press conference, sold out in seconds, packed to the gills. The energy was wild. When Conor fought, the Diego Brando one was pretty special, and that was Ireland. So how old was he in 2014?
He's 37 now. 36 right now. You do the math.
So if he's 36 now, 8 years ago. So yeah, he's like mid-20s, late 20s, and you give him unlimited amounts of money and fame, it's going to be very tough for a young man that came from, and I'm not making any excuses for him at all. I'm just saying, for him to come from food stamps to having, I don't know, $20 million in the bank and never worrying about money and having all the being the most famous UFC fighter of all time. If there's a book out there, Fame for Dummies, that still wouldn't help him. You couldn't imagine the level of fame he was at. Is the guy going to make some mistakes? Fuck yes. Massive mistakes. Now, illegal mistakes? Hopefully not. But the way it's trending, that's where this is a shame. I expect mistakes. I expect some fuck ups. Not to this degree. The fuck are you doing, dude? No matter what, whether it's consensual or not, what are you doing, dude? But it's so important to have a good team around you that can navigate this for you and tell it. You know what it is? You need somebody around you who's going to tell you no. He doesn't have that. At 36, he doesn't have that. Maybe he does now. I don't know. Because remember, that happened in 2018. So I don't know now. He's made a lot of mistakes. Those mistakes are expected. But there's no playbook on navigating the amount of fame that he has, the amount of money at his age, coming from where he came from. There's no school you can go to that shows you how to manage money, to invest this, your taxes. They don't teach that in school. Weird. I wonder why. Is debt good for everyone? Everyone but you. That's why. No, they don't want you saving your money and being smart with it. No, debt, interest. Figure it out. It's all shame. It's all a fucking shame. That's what it is.
Yeah. And to make matters worse, a spokesperson for the Irish Wax Museum said they took out his wax figure.
Damn it. That's where I draw the line, man.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
The Wax Museum took it down.
There's him but they didn't take down Trump.
Well, why would you take down the president
Of course
of the
not.
United States?
Yeah.
What's he been accused of? Being awesome? God, I wonder if Conor's like, God,
That's the one thing.
I wonder if his team Conor was like, dude, we got some more bad news. And he's like, oh, what brand dropped me? They're like, this one's gonna hurt, mate. Remember that awful wax figure? They're taking it down. He's all.
So this is Conor's, I guess, fiance. I'm not sure. His girl, Dee Devlin. She posted on her Instagram stories this long thing about that girl. You know, the one that Conor boned.
Yeah. Don't say boned. She put,
Consensual
imagine
boned.
a woman with her own boyfriend and child texting provocative pictures of herself to another woman's man with a family and a child on the way. Devlin wrote, this woman claims to know me, yet still went ahead and sent messages and pictures of herself over and over to the man. Really? Whilst out on a 3-day bender, texting excuses to her own child at home where Mammy is on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and Sunday morning, Sunday night into Monday morning, Devlin added, all the while out of her face in a hotel room, out of her face meaning cocaine, in a hotel room dancing around a hotel car park. What sort of woman, all caps, are you? My sons will be warned about women like you exist in this world.
Mm-hmm. And then she goes on CCTV stuff.
That's how, yeah, everyone tells me you got to see the CCTV. Send it.
Yeah.
CCTV does not lie, all caps. I look forward to the day the world will see the footage of you on that night and the carrying on of you. Not a bother of you having the time of your life. That's what I've heard. Mm-hmm. This is the real evidence. Video footage no one knew was being taken in the moment, which miraculously you don't remember. To me, it looks like you're the one sexually assaulting in the lift. To me, it looks like everyone is trying to get away from you. Conor and I dealt with these issues privately many years ago, as should be done in a relationship, and we have come out stronger than ever. We have 4 beautiful children. They do. Now whose smiling faces and happy hearts are a testament of who he is and who we are. They without sin cast the first stone. Good for her.
Very long one, yeah.
That's a strong lady. Yeah, that's why I don't. This whole stuff is dicey to get into, but people I know on the ground in Ireland, they're like, dude, we heard what you said. You got to see the CCTV. Like it's going to change your opinion. Yeah. I guess Conor can't, but it's like if I'm Conor, I just post that. Like really, y'all think a victim would act like this? Boom. What do I know though?
So UFC 311 is going to have Kevin Holland and
311's in LA, yeah.
That's the one that we're supposed to go to. Right?
Yeah, we'll see. You guys keep
Inglewood.
pushing me to do it. I feel stressed. Well, RDR, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland wins that fight. If you saw RDR's first fight in the UFC, now again UFC jitters. There's could be some issues going on there. He came from one championship, but he's fought outside of one championship before that, and then came to the UFC. Who knows what he was taking? I don't know. First fight, you wouldn't look at that and go, "Oh, that's a former world champion, another promotion, a major promotion like one championship." Very sloppy, gassed out, got the win, but not a world beater. Now, we'll learn more about RDR, who I'm a huge fan of. I followed him because I cover one championship. He's a fucking savage. Didn't look like the RDR we're used to in his first fight. Again, could be a number of things. I don't judge him too bad on that one. This one will let us know where he's at. He beats Kevin Holland, all right, here we go. But I would lean on Kevin Holland in this fight. So far, you really don't have a main event. You got a co-main event in Jamal Hill, Yuri. That's a great fight. Is it main event style, though? Aren't we waiting for, do we know Makhachev and Sarukian? Why don't you put Sarukian in LA? You know how many Armenians we have here? They fucking love Sarukian.
I think Sarukian was injured or something, but let me double check.
I also like Sarukian in that fight. Shout out to the Armenians out there.
Well,
Yeah, you got Almeida versus Spivak. Get out of my face. As far as main event, Peyton Talbot, love that kid.
Yeah, he's super entertaining.
Yeah, but you don't have a main event on there yet for LA, for Los Angeles. What?
You trying to?
I can go to coffee and see Robert De Niro, and you ain't gonna give me a real main event yet. Jamal Hill, Yuri, that dude, co-main event, take my money. But main event, we're not there yet. We're not there. We need a big splash. You're in LA, dude. You're in LA. I can go to Monster Jam up the street, see the Gravedigger. You compete with the Gravedigger. All right? I ain't seen no main event on that to get me out of bed. Let's take a little break before we close this thing out. This episode of the Schaub Show, UFC 310, is brought to you by Sure Shot. Sure, this holiday season, maybe Thanksgiving. The holidays are coming up. You got Hanukkah, 8 crazy nights. You got Christmas. You got big UFC this Saturday. You can be drinking, dude. You can be drinking your sorrows away. Well, you need your ride or die, your companion. That's going to help you get a sharper mind and body, liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. It's also the world's first alcohol detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content as little as 30 minutes. This ain't no snake oil. This is the real deal. You get a 4-pack from BevMo. You get an Amazon. You get TikTok shop. We got it everywhere. Or you can go to sureshot.com. Promo code Brendan. You get 10% off this holiday season. Be the hero of your party. Start handing these things out. You can have that extra drink because you don't have to worry about a hangover. It's going to sober you up in 30 minutes or less. Say what? Sureshot.com. Promo code Brendan.
I saw this pop up.
So this is from Sarukian. It's going to be official. Huh.
He disputes the claim that the contract for UFC title rematch has stalled.
What's Sarukian say, Chid? He said, hopefully after this event, they're going to announce officially when I'm going to be fighting, but they already told me the place where I'm going to fight and the day that I'm going to fight. The UFC staff and bosses know, but I think it's in 1 week, it's going to be official.
Yeah, his manager said it's happening at the beginning of next year, so for the title.
Yeah, so it's that could be LA. That's a main event. All their Armenians, too. That place be packed.
And you mentioned this. So Jorge Masvidal was on a podcast with Jake Shields. And then
Shout out to Jake. He's crushing it.
And he says this.
I'll be back in April next year. The UFC. We don't have an opponent yet, but by December, the opponent in April, Miami card. Interesting.
Yeah, so
I would do Leon Edwards.
Leon O2 in March, and this is so close, April, Miami. I don't know.
Yeah, 2 pieces and a soda. Let's see what happens.
All right, what do you think of this? This is not, I don't think it's official yet, but Diego Lopez, that guy that's just a crazy prospect right now, versus Josh Emmett in Mexico City.
Yeah, he just needs one more crazy prospect. Yeah, he's number 1 contender. He just needs one more.
This crazy prospect so bad.
Before he gets his title shot. Because they were talking about title shot right away. I'm like, no, he needs to walk through fire one more before he gets there.
This is definitely fire.
Yes.
Okay. We already talked about that. I don't know how much you care about this, but Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. says they're in talks right now for the Jake Paul fight, and he has a meeting this week.
Good for Jake. It stays busy, I guess. You know.
Do you like it though?
It won't do blockbuster numbers. It's tough though because Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Right, he's living off his father's name. He's kind of falling off the wagon a little bit. It's not like he's this crazy contender. Granted, he has a lot of boxing credentials with his resume. Obviously, you know, you're talking about former world champion, over 50 fights, but Anderson Silva beat the brakes off of him, and Jake beat Anderson. So I don't see a huge upside. But again, for Jake, yeah, dude, get your money. Do it.
Vladimir Klitschko, he's now 48 years old, and he wants to be the oldest heavyweight champion, so he wants to return to boxing now.
Interesting. At 48, I mean, there's
48.
been older dude, George Foreman shit, you know.
I'll go to this one. This is just kind of interesting. So John Anik, you know how the UFC Hall of Fame, it's basically the UFC decides who gets in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Anik is suggesting like an actual voting board.
Yeah. Like
So
the
it's more
NFL
fair?
does. Yeah, everyone does it. Yeah, you should. Because, you know, there's a lot of, you know, it just is what it is. There's a lot of people that have issues with certain fighters for whatever reason. So you can't have them dictate who gets in, who doesn't. It shouldn't be like one or two gatekeepers. You need a board. John's right.
I agree too.
It's called being professional. The MLB has it. NBA has it. NFL has it. If you want to be a major sport, you do that. You don't have one guy go, nah, I don't like the way he talked to me. He's not getting in. That's insane. You also don't want dinosaurs like MLB has, who leaves Pete Rose out of it or Barry Bonds. Like, you got to make it current, cool people.
All right, so this is footage. So let me explain it. Kai Asakura, his older brother, was like this great street fighter, and I guess he beat up everyone on the streets. So he's like, put on some gloves to his little brother Kai, and see how you do. And then, so in this footage, you'll see like him street fighting other people, and then you'll see him later with his fighting his brother.
Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
So is this him fighting who?
Hold on, let me refresh it.
He's Japanese, right, Chin?
Mm-hmm. So right here, that's just a street fight. Knee to the head.
His brother just wanted to scrap, huh?
Yeah.
This is him?
Yeah, so obviously the tall guy is the older brother.
His brother needs
He's trying to head kick him right there.
his brother needs therapy.
He said he was able to dodge
And he's
everything.
never fought before this?
I'm sure they scrapped, but not like...
Yeah, but not professionally.
That's his first real fight. Yeah, but this was like...
He ended up beating his brother?
It seems like he just said the brother couldn't touch him.
His brother has problems, huh?
I mean, yeah.
Does his brother go on to fight or do anything with it?
I don't think
Or
so.
just be a king of the streets?
Yeah.
Making no money?
Getting respect on the streets.
Yeah. Something.
I'm sure you've seen this by
brother has
now.
some anger management issues, huh?
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen this, but
His brother's like, I'm all out of opponents to fight, and you're here.
put on gloves. Let's
I'm
go.
your little brother. He's like, I don't give a fuck. And then he got beat up by the little brother.
But you and Jay used to fight, right? It happens.
Yeah, but not in the middle of the night because Jay had ran out of opponents to beat up. You know, it's like, you got problems, dog. Or you live in a weak-ass neighborhood, you know?
Yeah. All right, this is just Michael Chandler showing off his leg after his fight with
Yeesh.
Charles Oliveira. And he puts his 2 fingers in his leg, and it just
that's from
sticks.
swelling, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this knee. The swelling goes all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
And have you seen this? Ariel posted this about a boxer that just said, like, I'm done. Hold on a sec.
Stand too close. Have you got the your legs sticking further? No, I'm going to be real. I don't want to be. Don't be fucking stupid, lad. Don't be fucking. Listen, stop fucking feeling sorry for yourself right now. Stop feeling fucking sorry for yourself because you've had one bad fucking round.
That's the cornerman, though.
If I'm perfectly honest, win, lose or draw, my team know this. Win, lose or draw is retiring tonight. I don't have the same energy that I had for the sport, for the process. I'll be perfectly real. I mean,
Good for
I
him.
put so much in the first 6-7 years of my career that I just needed a break.
Good for him. His coach's like, nah, man, just one bad round. He's like, bro, can I be real with you? I'm done. Yeah, nah, you just concussed, dog. Like, no, I don't want to be here, dude. Good for him.
How do you know that? How does the coach actually
You
know?
Well, the coach doesn't know. The coach is doing what he thinks is the right thing to
Yeah.
do. Like, no, you're just having a moment. Like, everyone feels this way, but like, like my last fight, I told when I was fighting Travis Brown, before he even walked out, I was like, this is it, man. I was like pissed off. I'm like, this is it. No more. Like, yeah, he said that before. I'm like, no, I'm serious, dude. This is it. You got this, man. Let's talk after the fight. I'm like, cool. Nothing's going to change. But that, that coach is not a bad dude.
So I didn't know this, but Stallone actually. Hold on, it's refreshing.
Yeah, Stallone changed his tune because he's about to get sued.
Oh, that's why?
100%.
Here it is. Right here.
I put business is business. Sometimes you have to do hard things and sacrifice for the sake of you helping your family. I've known this unbelievable athlete since he's 19 years old, and what we saw was him giving one of the great Oscar-winning performances of all time. Please, Jake, be grateful he spared your life. Always looked up to you as a kid, but now you are a spreader of lies against my name. Sad to see you fall. Maybe it's all the plastic surgery. Yeah, you want to fuck with these young kids, man. They're just savages.
And then he apologized.
Just to set my personal record straight, upon second review of the best man won that night, my apologies, keep punching. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, also, Sylvester, I know all the old dudes rooted for the old dude. He spared your life. Hey, Sly, he's 70. He didn't spare shit, dude. It's all good. Father time, you got to give it up, Sly. Now make Tango and Cash, too. What else you got?
Yeah. So Rogan, have you seen that episode with Scott Storch on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Yeah, I saw it.
I thought it was dope. And I guess they talked about like Joe Rogan saying how he wants to talk to Drake about his betting because it's so bad, I guess.
Yeah. Me and Drake have the same betters. Here's the thing, Joe, you know this. Drake doesn't know shit about the UFC. They're paying him to post. It's not real. Mm-hmm. It's not like Drake's sitting down watching film and be like, oh, I'm going to take Izzy on this one because of his leg kicks and his strategy. No. He's getting paid. It's all fake.
All right. 2 more. So this is Shavkat Rakhmonov talking about horses. He loves horses. Like he actually loves them as, like basically like pets, but he loves to eat them as well.
I mean, that's where it comes from, man.
I know.
For me, the horse meat is the best meat in the world because it's the taste. It has so much more vitamins in it. Every Kazakh cannot imagine his life without horse meat. Yeah, all good. That's what he does, dude. I heard horse is nice. I don't know. I've never had it.
I do want to try it. I've never had it.
I'm surprised you haven't had horse. No?
I don't know where to get it.
In America, it's illegal.
So, yeah, I think Canada, you can do it. There's like restaurants that do it.
Can you?
I think so, yeah.
It makes sense. They look juicy,
If we go to Canada for a show, let's try it.
That doesn't make sense.
Have you seen this video? It's an AI thing. So it says Notorious AI 7. What is this? What Conor McGregor really wanted? I don't know if there's music.
Aww.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I know.
That's not what he wanted.
No.
That'd be cool if they did, though.
All right. That's it for current events.
All right, kids. This is a fun one. Missed you guys. Happy holidays. Drive fast, all gas. Cyber Monday. This will come out in time. Cyber Monday ends tonight at midnight. The entire site is 20% off with the code Black Friday. All new merch on there. We got new camo stuff, all sorts of jackets, new patch hats. It's the best merch we've ever done at Drive Fast, all gas. It's available today till midnight. Not only do you get 20% off, but you also get 50-time bonus entries as well to win this one-of-one Rouse Launch Edition Supercharged Dark Horse, carbon fiber all over it, GTD wheels, upgraded brakes, upgraded interior, custom SOS. This is a badass whip, man. So you guys can win it. Ends December 15th, so we're getting close, man. Yeah. So today is your best chance to win this bad boy. Go get some merch, drivefastallgas.com. It's Cyber Monday, baby. Get you some. 50-time entries per every dollar spent. It's Black Friday. Promo code Black Friday, 20% off. drivefastallgas.com. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. UFC 310 goes down this Saturday. Enjoy the fights. Like, subscribe, do your thing. Love you guys. I'm out.